December 1st, 1795. Jonas Henry Kendall is born at the Kendall Tavern on West Street. He donated much to Leominster causes, including $5,000 for the building of Kendall Hall in the North Village. Okay, so we're here at Kendall Hall. This is the Dynamic Historians doing our December show, and we are lucky enough to have John Williams here helping us and telling us a little bit about what they have here at Kendall Hall. Now, John, you were gonna tell us a little bit about this display case?
Well, the display case is just made up of some of the stuff that was passed down generation and generation throughout the firehouse. Stuff that was saved, salvaged, not thrown out over the years. Stuff's been just kind of thrown in haphazardly without any real direction. So we're starting to make it more presentable, more focused towards Engine 3 and Kendall Hall in itself. With firefighters that worked up here over the years, the apparatus that have been up over here over the years, and just the overall history of the department.
Is Engine 3 special to Kendall Hall Fire Department? Is there like association?
I can't really.
Or is that just kind of traditional?
No, I can't really quote on that.
No, it's interesting.
I don't know much about how. I mean, this originally town hall, jail, so on and so forth. The original firehouse was up the road on Main Street more.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, over the years, I mean, you can see the trucks here on the wall that have been in this firehouse for numerous years.
Yeah.
I mean, dating back to wooden floors and grease and oil all over the place, and now, we built the place up over the years as far as renovations and accommodating for newer, heavier apparatus to be in that truck floor. So whether it's electrical systems, pipe vents, everything that we need now that's all updated that they didn't have years ago.
Okay. So what is this down here in the corner?
Down here?
Yeah, it says Engine 3 on the top.
This was just an old box light. I mean,
Cool.
I don't know the exact operation on it.
It'd be like a flashlight kind of a
Yeah,
thing?
it's just an old flashlight.
Okay.
I typically don't try to play with it too often because
No.
I have a habit of fidgeting and actually breaking stuff that I'm not supposed to be.
How about this right here?
So this is one of the relics that was dug up at headquarters.
Can you hold that up to the camera?
This is actually what was described as a brake shoe to one of the old horse-drawn apparatus, whether it was the old ladder trailer, tractor-drawn, or one of the old carts
A
and
really,
wheels.
really important
Steamer.
part of the old vehicles.
Yeah.
Getting down the hills with
There
the
was
horses.
there was a horseshoe that was also dug up, and that's back at headquarters now.
Okay.
That was also found.
All right.
But other than that, I mean, stuff's just been kind of tossed in here over the couple of years.
We're remembering the Columbia Hotel.
The Columbia block was donated to each one of the firehouses. Everybody got one. I mean, we've kind of upgraded. Unfortunately, we lost a member not long ago. Randy was a driver up here for Group 1, and that was the centerpiece to the floral arrangement for the funeral. So we're just kind of playing around and adding lights and changing stuff up, cleaning stuff accordingly, and trying to preserve everything that we have. I mean, Roger LaPointe did a good job of kind of marking stuff as stuff was donated to the fire department over the years. Badges, hats, patches, and so on and so forth, grave markers. So, again, I mean, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, well, ours is too.
Roger's been down to the commission a number of times, and he donated all the written history and the images that he was able to gather up. And
Yep.
Did you get the helmet too?
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna just
That's
zoom
a
in.
good old one.
I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in on it again just to make sure, but I gotta zoom out because it's too. Here we go, right over here. Let me let's hold that camera up a little bit.
Interesting that the whole building was built to be a schoolhouse and a hall
Yep.
in 1865. My notes say that in 1888, the Pierce Street School opened and the kids went there, and then a fire department was in here as early as 1888.
And
Interesting.
we have records. I preserved, along with a couple other guys, we preserved the 1848 hand tub. Now, over the years prior to me being hired here, it was always known as the Torrent, and it was in the basement. After doing some research and going through some of the old books from Hunterman Company, we came to the realization that the hand tub that we had was not the Torrent, and it was actually the Union 2.
Ah.
The Union 2 was actually a North Leominster apparatus.
Uh-huh.
So that hand pump that was here 1848, obviously it would have been up the road at the actual original firehouse.
So that was a hand pump
That was the hand drawn, yep.
hose cart,
Yep.
so to speak, pulled
Yep.
by horses.
Nope, that one wasn't.
No,
It was
they
a
would've had-
hand pulled.
Oh, hand pulled.
Hand pulled and hand pumped.
Okay. And you
Back
called
then.
it the tub?
It was called the tub because
The tub.
the copper tub that is actually incorporated on it.
Seriously.
So,
It brings visions to
It-
mind of early fire department, you know, how do we get this problem solved?
and basically, it pumps like a seesaw. So you have guys on each side and they pump accordingly, and the pistons drive and cause pressure to build up in it looks like a big copper bubble.
Yeah.
And that expansion tank would allow the water to vacuum and pump. And it would be drafting out of a pond or the plug, which was back in the day, all the water lines were wood. And you actually would core a
The
hole.
water lines were wood. We have a wood
have a wood one.
We have a
Yeah,
wood pipe at the Historical Society.
Yep, and it would core a hole,
Right
and
in
then when
it.
they were done drawing water from it, they'd plug it with a piece of cork.
Holy
So that's
mackerel.
where the plug
Who knew that?
terminology comes from. And that's why some departments refer to hydrants as the plug a lot more. I mean, we don't typically do it. The hydrant, everything is the hydrant. But
That's why they're called
Yeah.
the plug.
A lot
I've
of,
heard
like-
them called that before.
yeah, you might find like cities like Cambridge, Boston, out that area. I mean, it's a well-known terminology. So.
So the accident with Lancey would have happened on one of those kinds of,
Nope, that was
No?
a chemical cart.
oh, okay.
So they would have a chemical cart that would be pulled. I'm not really sure how it was deployed, whether it was on the back of a truck or how that was actually brought to a fire, but there's some kind of chemical extinguisher or a cart. I don't have the full story, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really know.
When Mary and I did the story on Mr. Lanzi, we were really amazed that through the training and exercise program that you guys have here to put out fires over the years, that there was only like one that was killed on duty that we came across.
Yeah, that's
So that's a
amazing
tribute to Leominster and
management
the,
and
yeah.
leadership is what that
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Really is.
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good calls.
So, I mean, we've even developed, we got a company patch now up here, the Kendall Hall Express. We wanted to incorporate something because we have a little bit of everything up here. We have the trains, we have the planes, we have the automobiles. So we have a little bit of everything.
Water.
So we incorporated the train, and obviously we wanted to incorporate Kendall Hall as itself. So just like Huntington Ave out in Boston, the Cross Bronx Express out in New York, we kind of kept with the whole express idea, threw a train in there, and then, so that's where the company bride comes up in here. So, but yeah, other than that,
Cool.
Is the Union 2, is that still down at headquarters?
it's, right now it's being stored at emergency management
Okay.
until the actual renovation happens down at headquarters. It'll have its own little cubby and display room at headquarters soon enough. So that,
Okay.
you know, I hope to have that back soon.
Nobody ever seen this before, and we just think it's really fascinating and interesting here. And I never been in here, to tell you the truth, and I don't know how many times over the course of the year I come flying right by you, not even thinking about it.
Yeah, 20 years I lived here.
This is Marty's home for 20 years.
Yeah.
His home away from home.
It
away from
certainly
home.
was. And even when I was home,
Well, we're in the front entryway, and it probably was the main entryway when the building was built, the first floor here was the school, was 2 schoolrooms. The second floor was a hall that was made for social purposes and was used by a lot of organizations and for the community over time. This lobby has tin on the ceilings and on all the walls, and we have a really neat old stairway, nice and wide, great for having large numbers of people, assemblies, and the red and white is really neat too for the fire department decor.
That door right there leads down into the cellar.
Well, we're in the cellar of the Kendall Hall, which was built in 1865. We're looking at the foundation, built with old field stones, it looks like.
All fields down.
Resting very comfortably on top of one another. Just
We have
fine.
green with granite columns.
We have a column over here that shows the cutter marks. So it was never finished. It was just,
Can you repeat that, Mary? Because I wasn't pointing at the
Okay.
camera.
So there's a granite column here, would have been an original granite column. And you can see the cutter marks in the edge. It wasn't finished, it was just made to size. And it's been sitting here supporting this building ever since. A long time.
And they use it for training. So that if they were inside of the building or outside of the building, how they try and rescue people a lot of people. This is all field. They did this in the last.
So Marty, would this been like where the auditorium would have been?
Right. Well, this is it right here. This is where this would be where the Grange held their meetings. We used to have square dances up here.
All right.
Any number of they used to have different events that would happen. They would hold the events up here behind you. You have a stage.
There's a body up here.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
don't look too good.
I'm going to be up there in a little bit. I just want to film a little bit down here.
Yeah,
It's a rescue. It's a dummy. Yeah.
Help me! I can pretend.
So what do you, Mary? So were you a dancer in distress?
Yeah, this is where they practice. I could practice being a damsel in distress.
Right. Yeah. The firefighters would come in here and they practice taking you down from the.
You want me to get one of the firemen to come down here and bring it down the ladder?
I'm gonna jump.
These are some more outtakes, Mary.
It's cool. Look at this place.
Yeah. That was all a balcony up there. The people would sit in. They could watch whatever was going on down there.
So now they just basically use this as an exercise room?
Yeah, they used it for an exercise room. When they renovated downstairs back in the late '80s, this whole place was all empty and it was all cleaned up, really nice. And the living quarters were actually moved up here for I'd say about a year and a half.
Okay. Now what about that thing I'm looking for? That would have been the stage, like a main stage?
That's the stage.
So in other words, if they had a show, they would be performing over there, and the seating would have been all over here in this main floor area, and then they would have had the balcony for people to look down also as well.
And up until a few years ago, they still had some of the seating that they used. It was all stacked up on the side. We can take a peek behind the stage up there.
Hey Mary,
Yeah.
we're going to take a peek behind the stage over there. Maybe you could be like the Wizard of Oz there and be pulling all those strings, you know? I'll come back up there in a couple of minutes here. I'll go back up there afterwards in a minute. Be careful going down the steps. I don't want to have to call the fire department.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve. Nice to meet you. We're playing around a little.
How you doing?
I'm Ryan Sherrod.
Nice to meet you, Ron.
I'm in front of the Historical Commission and Society, and I go for local TV station.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Well, we all know.
Yeah. What are we looking for?
Bag of money.
Good luck. We search.
The juicy part.
So many things as they are. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it seems like this is probably at this point the oldest municipal building in Leominster. And
Bro.
really. And in this day and age, getting something on
We just did that not too long
video.
ago.
Yeah,
Use it for training.
it's very effective.
Yeah, so. There's actually a kitchen behind here. Yeah, you can get the, you know, when we were living here, we used the kitchen.
Mary, you want to go to the manager?
Yeah, I want to check out I have to check out the stage.
You here over we used it down.
Looks not so different from the stage at our junior high school
Yeah.
Is this cool, Mary?
when I was growing up. And
I want to go up there afterwards where you was. I don't want to film that.
No, they don't.
It was on a stage like this. Don't forget.
You want to open that? These would have been the original chairs. I'm guessing some of them actually go after real babies.
Bear me up to the camera.
He's a work baby. Very like baby.
Did you want to talk a little bit about what you're seeing, Mary, up here? Wait, let me do the reef that's over there.
We're on the stage. It's not a lot different from a normal school auditorium and high school or junior high school. There's a window to the outside, which is interesting. They would have had to keep the curtain on that when they were doing performances at night. But there's a big dressing room over on this side. I love the maple wood, the authentic wood. And there's a big screen, so there would have been movies or films or other kinds of projected, maybe magic lamp projections by E.G. Davis. And more of the wonderful tin ceiling. It's a full-size, professional-looking stage. 2 entrances. There's a trap door in the dressing room. Trap doors were very useful for a lot of people who were acting.
Is that good for
This
there?
is good. Hello! Oh, our acoustics are wonderful!
Yeah, this was all open.
Little tubes.
Up until here.
A good reason to have tin ceilings is gaslight. Yeah.
So, we're in the second floor of the Kendall Hall. Small little room from the Hamilton Street side. You can see the railroad tracks across the street and the busy traffic coming in from Hamilton Street. Now I'm going to pick the camera up and watch out for this guy on the floor that's a mannequin. You know, we're filming inside the Kendall Hall. Isn't it cool? This is from Main Street and Hamilton Street. Really, really cool. You can see the traffic.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Careful, Marty.
And go first. Oh my goodness, huh? All right, I'm gonna walk on the outsides of the.
You want to hang the camera up?
I got it in my pocket, not to worry. I got the cell phone on my.
One step at a time.
Yep. Yep.
You know,
Yep. Especially this one that has duct tape around it. Yeah, you're gonna put red duct tape there probably. Oh my God, it looks like my parents had it without the boards that are all in all the places. Let me see if I can.
If you go over to that side,
This side.
So this is Ron Gerard. I'm over here on the first level. You can see where the attic is. Mary and Marty is upstairs on the third level and the fourth level of the Kendall Hall. It's too unsafe for me to climb up those stairs, as you can see. But Mary's taking some pretty good, awesome video for the historical document for the Kendall Hall. She's with Marty from the Leominster Historical Society, and today is November 4th, 2019, and to our acknowledgement, nobody's ever documented any of this before. So this is why we're here today, because Kendall Hall just happens to be coming up on our December calendar.
I'm looking out the fan window on the very front of Kendall Hall,
Inside.
overlooking the intersection of Main Street and Hamilton Streets. It's really very neat architectural ornament. We're on the second floor. We're looking out the window on the second floor up here. You can see out there. And we're looking out the window onto Main Street.
Make sure you get the time lapping up.
Yeah, it's going, Ron. I got it. Yeah, well, it's really, really dark and really dark wood and really tiny space. So you can see it's all unfinished up here, like my parents' attic at home. So you wouldn't want to step between the beams. But we're up on the second level now. And we're going to try to continue on up to the third level. And we're looking at the mechanism for the clock in the clock tower. The original clock was donated by Burrage clockmakers of Boston. This one says Howard and Company, Boston. But it's certainly
Howard and Company, Boston.
ready.
Okay, presented to the town of Leominster for the special benefit of North Village by L.C. Burrage, Boston, January 1st, 1865.
And so the clock is up there, and this gearage is running the hands, is it?
Yep. One more level, you will be in a clock.
We are in the Belfry Tower of Kendall Hall, looking at
There's
the bell.
There's the hammer. See the hammer?
There's the hammer for hammering the bell. And there's the bell itself, which was taken from the old number 10 and number 11 schoolhouse over on Hamilton Street when that school was closed and the children started coming to school here in Kendall Hall.
Ward number 10, North Leominster, Massachusetts, by J. Henry Kendall,
Jonas Henry Kendall himself.
July 1856.
Okay, we're gonna have to show everybody
I'm not sure.
this turret room that we're in. We're pretty high above the town now.
Hey, you may want to take a picture outside through the screen.
Here we're up in the clock tower, and we're videoing the clock faces themselves that are run from that clock way downstairs. There's actually 4 clocks, or 4 faces anyway. One on each side of the building, all run by that same clock mechanism that we saw down below.
And here we have Mary.
Hi. As high as I'm going to go today. I trust me. This is about
This is as far as you can go.
height. This is about the height of Mary's height.
Did you take a shot in the morning on this one?
I think I did, but I'm going to make sure I got.
It seems like it's gonna stick.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna stay. And what's really neat about that is this gonna be the Kendall Hall Express long after you're gone from here.
When you're on-
That's really neat.
We're the only ones that have a company
It made me
package.
smile when I saw it.
It's gonna be like that forever.
Okay.